The person you consider ignorant and insignificant is the one who came from God, that he might learn bliss from grief and knowledge from gloom. If your heart is a volcano, how shall you expect flowers to bloom? Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. Love is the only flower that grows and blossoms without the aid of the seasons. Life without liberty is like a body without spirit. Yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. If you love somebody, let them go, for if they return, they were always yours. If they don't, they never were. If you reveal your secret to the wind, you should not blame the wind for revealing them to the trees. If you cannot work with love but only with distaste, it is better that you should leave your work. If the other person injures you, you may forget the injury, but if you injure him you will always remember. You pray in your distress and in your need, would that you might pray also in the fullness of your joy and in your days of abundance. Beauty is not in the face, beauty is a light in the heart. And ever has it been known that love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. A little knowledge that acts is worth infinitely more than much knowledge that is idle. Your daily life is your temple and your religion. When you enter into it, take with you your all. The just is close to the people's heart, but the merciful is close to the heart of God. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but what he aspires to. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity. We live only to discover beauty. All else is a form of waiting. The most pitiful among men is he who turns his dreams into silver and gold. Tenderness and kindness are not signs of weakness and despair, but manifestations of strength and resolution. By losing your goal, you have lost your way. Our worst fault is our preoccupation with the faults of others. I slept and I dreamed that life is all joy. I woke and I saw that life is all service. I served and I saw that service is joy. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. The teacher who is indeed wise does not bid you to enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your mind. You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. No one can reveal to you nothing but that which already lies half asleep in the dawning of your knowledge. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. Much of your pain is self-chosen. Love, it surrounds every being and extends slowly to embrace all that shall be. Your living is determined not so much by what life brings to you as by the attitude you bring to life, not so much by what happens to you as by the way your mind looks at what happens. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars.